Forget bread. In this video, I'm building a machine that cranks out cake forever. Welcome to my fully automatic cake factory in Minecraft Create. Now, at first glance, you might be looking at this and thinking, whoa, that's way too complicated for me. But trust me, it's actually a lot simpler than it looks once I break it down for you. This build is made up of just 5 main parts: a milk farm, a sugarcane farm, a wheat farm, an egg farm, and finally, the crafting station where all the magic and all the cake happens. Here's the basic idea. The milk farm stores milk in a big tank. The sugarcane farm gets processed into sugar. The egg farm produces eggs, and the wheat farm grows all the wheat we'll ever need. All of these resources are automatically collected, sorted, and sent straight into the mechanical crafters, which instantly combine them into delicious cakes. No manual crafting required. And the best part? This whole thing is 100% automated. Buckets get recycled, ingredients never run out, and the cakes just keep coming. Honestly, this is probably the sweetest factory you'll ever build in Minecraft. Let's start with the first part, the milk farm. Because let's be real, cake without milk? We've got a deployer with a bucket that approaches the cow and milks it automatically. Underneath is a brass chute that only accepts milk buckets. Once the bucket is filled, it's whisked away along a conveyor belt, heading straight to the item drain. The item drain, powered by a pump, empties the bucket and sends all that fresh milk into our huge storage tank. And this isn't just a little tank. This is a massive reserve of milk you can use for anything. You could right-click it with an empty bucket anytime and always get fresh milk on demand. For this build, all that milk goes straight into the cake production line. But here's the beauty of it. You could hook up a second pump and send milk to another farm, or even your base kitchen if you're role-playing as a 5-star Minecraft chef. Once the milk is removed, the empty bucket rides a belt back into the system through a funnel and is returned to the deployer. And the cycle keeps going forever. No placing buckets, no refilling, no maintenance. When the tank is full, production stops automatically. The deployer just stands there chilling. The belts take a break, and the cow? She's basically retired with a lifetime contract. Now, onto the sugarcane and wheat farms. These two are like twins. They work almost exactly the same way, just with different crops. Sugarcane needs to be harvested from the second block up, while wheat is taken from the first block. But thanks to the harvester in Create, which not only breaks crops but also replants them, there's no replanting work for you to do. For sugarcane, the bottom block stays in place so it can regrow naturally, and beneath each farm sits a water wheel, kept turning by a water source right next to it. On top of that water wheel is a mechanical bearing, and everything above, the harvester arms, the onboard chest, and the portable storage unit, is glued together into one big rotating contraption. As it spins, the harvesters sweep through the crops and send them straight into the chest, since moving contraptions can't store items directly. When the contraption lines up with the stationary portable storage unit, the two connect and transfer all the harvested items over. For sugarcane, the haul goes straight into a mill, where it's processed into sugar. And let me tell you, we're producing enough sugar to keep an entire Minecraft server buzzing. The wheat farm works the same way, except we don't need the seeds. Those get filtered out with a brass chute, while the wheat moves into a hopper to head toward the crafting station. You could keep the seeds, turn them into bone meal, or, if you're like me, toss them out once you're swimming in them. The egg farm is the simplest of all, and it doesn't even use the Create mod. It's just chickens doing what chickens do best, laying eggs. All you need are some hoppers underneath them to collect the eggs and send them straight to the cake factory. I've also added a chute underneath for feathers because sometimes chickens mysteriously vanish. Maybe it's zombies, maybe it's bad luck, who knows. To be safe, I keep extra chickens around so production never stops. Now we come to the part that looks like it could be the most complicated, but it's actually really straightforward. The automatic crafters. Once all your ingredients are gathered, they're placed into the crafters, powered by rotation from our water wheels, just like you would arrange them in a normal crafting table. The setup of the crafters is important. In my build, the top row faces right, The middle row also faces right, then everything funnels down, and finally the bottom row faces left. This way, all the items merge together exactly where they should. You can adjust these directions easily with a wrench by right-clicking to rotate the arrows. When the cake is finished, the system outputs the cake itself along with 3 empty buckets. That's because the milk gets used up, but the buckets don't. To recycle them automatically, I've placed a brass funnel with a bucket filter just before the cake is collected. This pulls the empty buckets out and sends them back to the milk system. Here's how it works. The buckets travel to a depot with a spout above it, and the spout is filled from the milk tank via a pump. The spout refills the buckets with milk, and they're sent straight back into the automatic crafters. It's a perfect endless loop. As for power, the whole factory is surprisingly efficient. It runs on 4 water wheels for the main production, and 2 more for the sugarcane and wheat farms, making 6 in total. You could absolutely speed it up with a speed controller if you want rapid-fire cake production, but I kept it simple and cost-effective. And that's the full tour of my fully automatic cake factory. It looks good, it runs forever, and it gives you an infinite food source. Sure, you could survive on bread, but when your friends visit your beautifully crafted Minecraft world, you don't want to hand them some crusty villager loaf. You hand them a perfect slice of cake. That's it for this video. I hope you learned something new. As always, let me know what you think in the comments, and feel free to roast me. You guys do that anyway. Also tell me what I should build next with the Create mod, because your ideas might just be my next video. See you next time.